Welcome, B2B Sales and Marketing Pros, you Making Sales Social Live, coming to you from the Social Sales Link virtual studios. I'm Bob Woods, the LinkedIn Sherpa, and I'm joined by fellow social sales trainer, consultant, and professional, aka the LinkedIn Whisperer, Bryn Tillman. How you doing, Bryn?
I'm great, Bob. Even though the two of us are a little bit under the weather, we're going to pull this one off.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome to Making Sales Social Live, as we share LinkedIn and social selling training, strategies, and tips that will have an immediate impact on your business. Join Bryn Tillman and me, Bob Woods, every week. Making Sales Social Live. This is the recorded version of our weekly Making Sales Social Live show.
Recently, Bryn was at LinkedIn headquarters, the real headquarters in San Francisco, and she's got details on everything coming down the pike that will help sales pros use LinkedIn to start those all-important sales conversations. So, Bryn, why don't you set the stage for us? What were you there for? What was happening? That type of thing.
Yeah, well, first, so incredibly honored. LinkedIn named me one of the 16 new official LinkedIn sales insiders. There are 37 of us all together globally.
Wow.
So I'm beyond honored. And it was Dreamforce week, and they were doing some filming and some schmoozing and networking. And I got to hang out with some amazing people, folks, even just Morgan Ingram and Lindsay Buggs was there, like people that I love from LinkedIn. I've actually met Lindsay before, but it was just so much fun to hang out with some great people. So and by the way, they treated us like royalty. I had a lunch with the head of marketing that ran a panel. They had lobster for lunch. I'm like, I feel really special. Anyway, and that was for women in sales, actually. So there were lots of little vignettes of things that they had a happy hour at the top of the building with the most amazing views of the city. And it was just wonderful. So that was the fun stuff.
Nice.
The even more fun stuff is at the happy hour, Sales Navigator product leads were there. So while I loved networking with my contemporaries, I spent a good portion of time talking to the product people and learning about some of the new things that are coming out. So there are two things that I want to talk about today that I learned are coming down the pike. Both of them are Sales Navigator related. The first one is a really nice to have. The second one is a game changer for sales globally. All right, so let's start with the first one. LinkedIn has, and you may know this number, I don't even know, Sales Navigator has a dozen plus filters that allow you to really break down a list to get to your exact targeted market. But it's a lot. There's a lot of combinations that you can do. Like, for example, posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days and got a new job in the last 90 days. And if you don't know how to leverage that search, you may be missing opportunities.
Yep.
Well, with now the chat AI ability where you can just like conversationally type into ChatGPT and get answers, LinkedIn's AI will now roll out, and I believe it'll be in February, the ability to say, I'm looking for sales leaders that are new at a company, that are active on LinkedIn, that have a team of 10 or more. So you can actually go in and chat what you're looking for, and it will create that search for you with all the right filters.
Wow. I mean, especially because if you're on Sales Navigator, and by the way, Brent and I purposely haven't talked about this stuff because I wanted to react like how you guys are reacting. So this is the first time that I'm hearing this stuff too. And I think that that's really cool. I think this is really cool because you can get lost in the filters. I mean, you can get so lost in the filters trying to like select one thing and then not another thing and then unselect yet. I mean, there are so many different permutations for them to have an AI that will go, okay, well then let's set our filters, do this and have it do all that for you is just amazing. It's just incredible.
Yeah, and let's say you look at that list and say, oh my gosh, I really don't want consultants in this list. You can then type in, take out consultants, and it will exclude them from the list. So you don't have to go, right? Like, it's really nice. Now, what it doesn't have are additional filters. So if they don't have a filter to match your conversational chat, it won't tighten up the search. So for example, they don't have gender. So you can't say, I'm looking for female entrepreneurs. It can't filter female because it doesn't have that in its search capabilities. Sure. So it is still limited to the filters that they have, but their filters are exceptional. Yeah. The second one.
Looking to up your LinkedIn game? The Social Sales Link team has you covered with our LinkedIn Sales Accelerator, a guided social selling program that includes training, coaching, and so much more. Visit socialsaleslink.com/in for more details. Again, that's socialsaleslink.com/in.
I'm going to say is going to transform the level of selling that we can do today. Wow. So Bob, you and I teach a lot of social listening. Yep. We teach a lot about research your client before you get on a call. You know, look at their Google them, Google the company, look at the blog posts and the news on their website. Look at their company page. I mean, there could be a half hour, 40 minutes worth of research before you hop on a call. It is now down to about 30 seconds.
So amazing.
I know. So you click a toggle or a button. I'm not sure how it's rolling out. And LinkedIn will now go out, pull public financial reports. Anything on Google, anything public, not only serve it to you in 30 seconds, but give you bulleted highlights based on the information that they pulled.
Wow. Yeah. Boom. Mic drop. Absolutely.
So I know that you have a healthy obsession with AI.
Healthy.
I was being kind. Well, it's, and you've done an enormous amount of work in really perfecting prompting, right? Like you're a social selling prompt engineer. Right. And you've really spent a lot of time doing that. Imagine now, from a social listening perspective, being able to pull that information in without any prompt engineering.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not that I'm putting you out of business. I'm certainly I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, but absolutely. But yeah.
I guess the path I was going is, the hours that it takes. And, and the amount of work that goes into creating the right prompts, to collect the right data, to create the right insights. And it's not always exactly right for every single company. But, with LinkedIn's brilliant engineering and dozens of people working behind the scenes, I really think that this is a huge win. Just amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely. That sounds amazing because it's just like you said. I mean, the AIs out there like ChatGPT are fantastic, but you have to know what to put into them to really get the type of stuff that you need. If LinkedIn takes that knowledge and just kind of sets it up for you already so that you're able to just type in just what you need, and it almost, I don't know if you'd agree with this. This is a phrase that kind of popped into my mind while you were talking. It almost goes, not quite, almost goes from social listening to maybe social curation or something like that. I mean, because it's really curating more for you at that point. Maybe social research. I'm not sure, but and you're still going to need to social listen as you go on with these companies too. But at the same time, just having all this stuff in one place and ease of use, I think is amazing.
Yeah, I think we got to work
Yeah.
on that. So I think it's social listening, and the new term now is for deep
That was
sales.
the other
So
question I
sales
was gonna ask you.
navigator.
Yeah, I was definitely going to ask you about that
Yeah.
because that is a new term that you're going to be seeing more and more from LinkedIn. You're already starting to see it. You're only going to see it more. Deep sales.
Yeah. So we also have this may not be healthy, obsession with URLs. So I now own deepsales.live. So we'll figure that
We
one
will.
out.
That's fun.
Anyway, so this is a short one today, but I think it's a good one. And as much as we see changes in LinkedIn all the time, in Sales Navigator, the user interface changes daily. And, Bob and Stan and I all are on one account,
hmm
and we have different interfaces.
We discovered that today is the wildest thing. It's like, wait, what are you doing? It's like, no, I can't do that. You could do that. I can't do that. That's just, especially because, as Brent said, we are on the same account. So it's just wild.
Yeah. So all I can say is we will keep you up to date the best that we can. But if you have questions, hop into our free public library and community. So if you go to linkedinlibrary.com or socialsaleslink.com/library and join for free, we have a community where you can ask your questions. So, if anything you've learned today, and you're like, boy, I'd like to learn a little more, jump in, ask those questions. And then all this content is linked there as well.
Absolutely.
So, Bob, I think we could take this in for a landing.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely stick with us. Definitely stick with our content, not only here on our podcast, but with shares that Brent and I and also Stan Robinson do, because all of this is definitely evolving. So this is like our kind of introduction for you all into this. But like I said, this is all going to be coming out. So stay with us and we will bring you more and more as the actual details literally appear on our screens in terms of Sales Navigator and what that's actually going to look like. So thanks again for joining us on Making Sales Social Live. If you're with us live on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, or X, formerly known as Twitter, right now, we do this every week, so keep an eye out for our live sessions. If you're listening to us on our podcast and you haven't subscribed already, why not? Go ahead and hit that subscribe or follow button to access all of our previous shows and be alerted to when new ones drop. More info on our podcast is available at socialsaleslink.com/podcast. We do 2 shows weekly, this live one and our Making Sales Social interview series, where we talk with leaders and experts in sales, marketing, business, and many, many more areas. So when you are out and about, be sure to make your sales
social. Bye, guys.
Don't miss an episode. Visit socialsaleslink.com/podcast. Leave a review down below. Tell us what you think, what you learned, and what you want to hear from us next. Register for free resources at linkedinlibrary.com. You can also listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play. Visit our website, socialsaleslink.com, for more information.